Hello and welcome back. This is Nom Nom, and we are once again in Oxygen Not Included. This is the Aridio Mark III base on the Aridio Asteroid with oppressive heat. Heat has gotten, if anything, worse. So a few things of note. I think we ended at cycle 350 last recording and 345. And we're at 354. I let a couple of jobs finish, mostly this digging. We're still cutting it pretty close on food. So what else? We had a dig job going over here to uncover some geysers, and those geysers have been uncovered. This here is a chlorine gas vent coming out at 60 degrees. Probably not ever going to be used since we already have this chlorine gas vent coming out here at 60 degrees. 625.7, and this one's 284. This one I'm probably just gonna wall it off. I don't see any value in this geyser here. We'll just wall that off when we get a chance. No rush. Oh, what just happened there? Alright. No rush, but we're gonna wall that off. Okay, next we had another geyser right here. This one is a natural gas geyser. This one definitely going to be used. We'll probably do the exact same thing what we have over here from a blueprint perspective. So once I get this area cleared up enough to go ahead and slap down another gas compressor, we'll get that going over there. Other than that, I want to get heat under control, so we're going to dig this out and start our build. I'm going to start planning that now. While the dupes are digging this up with a priority of 6, I'm also going to wall this off, insulate this from the area down below, do a little deconstruction here, and probably expand this farm. The work we did last time with the thermal regulators made a huge difference. This mealwood is growing, and if you take a look at these Drecos, they have a 20% chance and a 15-14% chance of popping out a glossy Dreco, which is ultimately what we're hoping for in this farm. My puffs, I do have a puft coming down here. It looks like he can't keep up with the, or that he can, I guess he does keep up with the polluted oxygen, maybe a little too well. And since I do have a lot of polluted oxygen down here, maybe I'll vent that just right there. That'll at least get that hydrogen out of there. But I guess he eats more polluted oxygen than I expected him to. Just taking a look around the perimeter of the base, it looks like we might have another geyser over here. So I'm going to want to dig over to that. I think I'm going to just go ahead and do that through here. They are in Atmos suits over here, so we should be okay. Although this might let some gas, chlorine gas into the base. I think we'll be fine. And that's going to be on a low priority anyways, so we'll get to it when they get to it. I was looking at this gold volcano, and I know I'm going to have some troubles getting in here. I might end up doing a shipping conveyor rail diamond system here to get this heat out. Just because it's so close to this other vent, I'm just not sure how I'm going to extract the heat and gold from this thing. So that's going to be a trick. Yeah, not sure about that. Let's deal with our bigger heat issue first. And that's going to be right down here. Okay, so the first change down here is going to be in the farm. Knocking out some of these tiered farm tiles that I had going here. Put in this ladder, walling this off. Let's go ahead and give that some priority. I moved the farm station from the right side of the room to the left side of the room, and we're putting in some atmosoup docks. This whole area is a challenge for the dupes to breathe in, so we're going to go ahead and change that up. Also let us get a larger farm. We're going to get Turner out of there. Okay, I don't want that there. Get rid of that. Number AC. Thank you, Pips. Before they get back in there, let's plant a fungal spore. Ah, capsule. And here I want an airflow tile. And a deodorizer, just because it looks like we might get some polluted oxygen in here at times. It's probably become pretty obvious I have a gas pressure issue again. Oxygen is not doing well. Yeah, because we've run out of water. I need to enable this water that I had from down below again. That was here. I'm going to toggle that so it'll go. Not sure what happened over here, so I know that these each eat 1,000 grams of water or a kilogram of water a second. This thing spits out on average 2.7 kilograms a second. Oh, it went dormant. That explains it. I should keep an eye on that. So the problem that we have with this water is that it's coming in at 62 degrees, way too hot. It's not too hot for the electrolyzers, but it's too hot for the base. And I did also hear the printing pod go off. Oh, I'll take those shovel eggs, but only to eat them. Where'd you go, shovel? Shovel ranching is great, but I'd have to do that at a satellite base somewhere. Alright, they did dig all this out. They are almost done with this. So the first step that I'm going to have to do is move the power system so that I can power everything over here. And I'm going to do that here. So I'm going to go ahead and dig this. And we're going to do a power trunk all the way along over here. So what I'm going to do here is with this heavy watt wire out of iron, starting from here, we're just going to go all the way to there. Then I will use the heavy watt joint plates to go up where I need to go up. Alright, so lots of digging going on for this project. Okay, it looks like the new farm is up and running, but it's got some temperature and fertilization problems, just from a manpower issue. Right now I've only got one atmosuit in the atmosuit docks. I'm waiting for some aluminum for this next atmosuit dock. They're pounding some out right here. My metal refinery is actually out of coolant. So the metal refinery is part of this new cooling system that we're building down here, where we'll have an infinite supply of coolant. But right now, I'm running into some issues with not having enough crude oil. And there we go, Rowan. If Rowan can hold his breath long enough. He can't. So we're almost done with that atmosuit. There we go. So that should at least let us get 2 people into the farm here. All the construction tasks are done. They should be able to get this stuff fertilized and get it going. With the atmosuits, they'll be able to spend a lot more time in the farm, and that's one of the problems we were having, especially with all this carbon dioxide. Now this farm in particular, we want to be full of carbon dioxide, and this one we want to be full of hydrogen. So the atmosuits were just a good bet all the way around. We have solved our oxygen, well, not quite. So we got some water from destroying that extra block that was over here. But this piping is not correct, so let's get that fixed up. In an attempt to try and equalize some of this gas pressure we've got going on here, I did punch a hole in this insulation tile separating this new project down here with the rest of the base. The idea being that there was just a ton of oxygen trapped down here, and we need to get rid of some carbon dioxide. So hopefully this will allow some of that gas exchange to happen, and we can lower our CO2 and chlorine pressure up here, while at the same time giving ourselves some fresh oxygen. It's 1.3 kilograms of oxygen down here. Definitely use that in the upper part of the base right now. Looks like this plumbing issue is resolved. So we do have water back to the electrolyzers. These rusty oxidizers have been working overtime, which is one of the reasons why we've got too much chlorine anyways. This algae terrarium just can't keep up with the demands on this little well here when the CO2 is up this high. We've got that second atmosuit in the farm, and it looks like we've got the temperature down. We had to extend our cooling loop. It ended here before, right, it went up at this farm tile here. Now we've got it going to the entire farm. There's a gap in it just because of the way we built it, but it's holding good temperature. So I mean, obviously this regulator keeps running, so it did bring these down from 34 degrees to 31, but that brings them inside their growth range. They don't need this thimbleweed here. The pips insist on planting thimbleweed down here. It's a little frustrating. And got tons of phosphorite from these Dracos, but I still do not have a glossy Draco. Just making sure these guys are happy. Happy tame. Glum. Why are you glum? But he's tame, so he should reproduce at a good rate. Could be glum because he hasn't been groomed frequently. These atmosuits should be solving that whole problem. Okay, we have gotten a lot of this project done. As you can see here, we have dug these 3 channels. We have taken this heavy watt wire all the way across. We have added a new slickster farm. I just did this because my slickster population started to explode, and I wanted them to eat this carbon dioxide. So it's 1.7 kilograms down here right now. It's quite a bit. Up here it's 1.3. Up here it's falling, 1.3, and I had chlorine up in the bathroom at one point. So that's coming down. So that's actually really good. Yeah, so it's coming down, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to move my atmosuit docks from the left over here to the right, and I'm going to add 2 of them, so we'll have 5. I'm going to clean this up, and I'm going to close this off so that they have to come down this way to get into the atmosuits. One of the things that this is going to do is it is going to force them to go through this preserve, nature reserve, every time that they come down here, which is going to be great for their morale. The other thing that I want to do, and I think I'm going to do that right over here, is I really think my dupes would benefit a great deal from a rec room. So a rec room's pretty straightforward. It just needs a recreational item, and I think, let's see here, recreation room. It needs decor item and a recreational building. So I'm just going to put a water cooler in here for now, and some sculpting blocks, maybe some canvases. All right, so we're just going to do that, and hopefully they will just hang out here and get some morale bonus for doing that. If this doesn't work, you know, I'll upgrade that water cooler eventually, but I need to get my power situation done first. So a couple things are going to happen here. Now that I've got all this done, I need to move all this power over here, so it's going to be more left to right. But I'm also going to take this power trunk, I think, up here, because I'm going to need power, like lots of power, to run aqua tuners and stuff in this space here, as well as I'm going to have steam turbines and stuff over here. So I think I'm gonna run this. I can run it. Where are we at? I can run it with joint plates. Like so. So we'll do that. And yeah, then when we get our turbines and stuff going up here, we can hook it all up into the same grid. So that's going to be it for now. We honestly, I don't really feel like we got anything accomplished, except that we are starting to take care of this CO2. We got the farm extended. Yeah, didn't really get very far as far as actually getting things done, but we made a lot of progress towards this steam turbine solution. And do I have any aluminum yet? I do. Yeah, I ran out of aluminum, so I couldn't finish this Atmosuit dock area here. So I guess this is what we're going to get finished today. We're just going to deliver some suits here. I did get the suits made. So hopefully they will go ahead and deliver those suits. Yep, there we go. The piping is a work in progress. And then you'll see here, it's not quite connected yet. I destroyed that vent because I wasn't getting enough oxygen down here. I do have this vent over here that I was hoping to pressurize this space to get the chlorine to move down, and it's mostly working. Yeah, chlorine's taking its time. There's just not enough. There's too much pressure down here and not enough pressure up here is what it boils down to. Even though at 1.6, which is really high pressure, it's taken me a while to get rid of the CO2. Now, this Slicksters are all pretty happy. So they are consuming at the highest possible rate. Yeah, happy, groomed. Yeah, so this is good. In fact, they've been supplying crude oil to this thing at a pretty decent rate. Go ahead and just queue some of that up at a pretty decent rate. So, I mean, obviously it's not like oil geyser worthy, but they're doing their job. They're getting rid of the CO2. I mean, this is it. This is all that's handling my CO2 in the base. This thing hasn't been enabled in forever, and I don't want to enable it. So we're just gonna let sleeping dogs lie. Let's see here. Did they just use those suits? No, there's no air in those suits yet, or power. They wouldn't use them yet. I said to deliver those suits, didn't I not? That's weird. Alright, so hopefully they'll deliver those suits anyways. What have I got? Clothing. Atmo suits. I'm a little confused as to where those suits went. I did create 3 new suits. Alright, well, we'll figure that out next time. I do like seeing them go through here, though, because I know they're getting that buff. And how are they getting power over here? I haven't wired it up yet. But that'll be part of this power grid rewrite. Yeah, power grid needs some love. Alright, that'll happen next time, though, guys. So thanks for tuning in. I appreciate you guys watching. This is Aridio Mark III base, cycle 377. All right, looks good. Okay, this is Nom Nom signing out. Thanks, guys. Later.